Today's video is a little different. We're getting back to our bees. Those of you who saw our previous video on installing packages of bees know that we had these 4 hives. I'll show them to you. And 1, 2, and 3 seem to be doing good. That far right one died out within about 2 weeks. We cleaned it out and we're going to save it to do a split on one of our older hives. The other 3 hives we have here, we haven't been in them for about 2 weeks. They seem to be doing well, but I've learned that outside activity is no real gauge to how healthy the colony is. So we're going to get in there and see if they're drawing comb, if the queen is laying, and just what they've been up to for the last couple of weeks. Afterwards, we're going into the 2 older hives. That's these 2 hives. These hives overwintered, and they both received honey supers about 2 weeks ago. There's queen excluders on both of them and honey supers on top. The one on the right here didn't have any drawn comb. The one on the left had drawn comb, and hopefully they're putting honey in right now. We don't know what's going on, but we're gonna light the smoker, get suited up. We'll open up all of these hives and stay with us. It should be pretty interesting. I don't know what's going on. You'll find out when I do. Well, we're all set. We're gonna open up these hives, and the way we work, we have a little table set up behind them. Makes it a little more convenient to work. We got our smoker going. They're pretty gentle bees to begin with, but we'll give them just a little bit of smoke. And we'll see what they've been up to. That's encouraging. We've got quite a few on the top board here. And you can see, you put your hand right over. They're very gentle, very calm bees. But let's see what's going on inside. The population has certainly increased in the last couple of weeks. And my goodness, wall to wall, these bees need more room. They've got to get a second box on top. We generally go with double deeps, but let's take a few out and see what's going on in here. No smoke, gentle. That's pretty impressive. They've drawn out all the comb, and on these end frames, empty on one side, but producing on the other. I'm looking for the queen also. I don't have my frame holders, so I have to kind of slip these back in. I'm going to take out a couple more. Gently and straight up, and boy oh boy. Okay, drawing comb, and there's nectar in all these outside frames. There's pollen in here. I'm looking for brood, and as of yet I don't see any brood. I'm also looking for the queen. I haven't seen her. Brood, tons of brood. I don't know how well you can see that. I'll try to get it in frame. Tons of brood in there. This queen is phenomenal. Little honey in the corner. Wall-to-wall brood. I'd say she's working pretty good. No need to disturb them any further, but they need room. This package was placed on April 22nd, today being June 7th, and they are doing spectacular. There's brood, there's honey, there's nectar, and they do need more room, and they will get it later. Gently, we don't want to get them upset. They're working on the end frames right now, drawing comb, and you can see that nectar in there. Boy, I'm dying to taste this. Let's get you up close with these. And that is just a beautiful colony of bees. This is an end frame, and they're doing really, really well. No need to bother them anymore. Let's get them closed up. Slide that gently so we don't crush any of these girls. Real happy with this one. Let's go to the next one. A little bit of smoke. Gonna get you a little closer here, guys. Yeah, you should get a better view like that. As I said, these are very gentle bees. They're real easy to work with. And again, we've got them on the cover. They're right up to the top here. And we do this gently so that if there's any frames sticking on the underside, we don't pull them up. Take a look at that. And here we are again. They need room. I'm going to steal a little bit of honey from them. And this is very interesting. You can see some larvae on top. We'll get you up close. And let's see if we can move out some of these plastic frames. Where are you going, Scooter? Gently, straight up. Now you can see here a nice healthy population. Drawing comb on both sides of these frames. These are plastic frames. Let's get a little closer to the center again, looking for brood. Or eggs. That'll tell us that this queen is working. And you can see the brood on there. That is some raised comb over there and some drone cells on the outside of it. I think you can see that pretty clearly. All brood. And look at that side. They are working. She's working. And we're just going to get one more. I don't want to bother them too much. And this one's kind of bridged together. We don't want that. Again, brood, and there's all kinds of nectar dripping off of there. Take a look at the brood. She's got a nice pattern. for most of these frames. Let's leave them alone and let them get to work. I did not see the queen. I don't have to see the queen. This is what's interesting. Right on top here is some larvae. Let's put these guys back together. Shake them down a little bit. Doing real good. Gonna move you over, get a good look at the last one. All right, this is the last one of the new packages that were installed. And they're bubbling right up the top. As I said, the outside activity is no real indication on the health of this hive. We got a lot of bees in here. And there's some nectar. Okay. Put that to the side. Again, wall to wall. These bees need more room. They'll get a second super today or tomorrow. Let's take the end frames. There's some burr comb on there, and they're starting to draw comb on these plastic frames. Just starting. Not as much as the other two colonies, but they're doing pretty good. Let's get in a little further. And we got to be very gentle because we don't quite know where the queen is. This is a heavy frame, and there was bridge comb all over it. There's pollen in here, there's brood, there's nectar. You can see in the lower part, you can see the larva. And this thing is just dripping with honey. And you can see the brood. Another successful hive. I'm dying to taste this, but I don't think I will. Okay, once again, no need to bother them anymore. Let's put them back together. And I'd say all three of these colonies are doing really well, but they need more room. And we're going to give it to them. Okay, now these two colonies are very different from the three that you just saw. These two, this is their second year. They overwintered nicely, and this one had to be requeened. Raccoons got at it, kind of destroyed it, and I was able to requeen it with an Italian queen, and it's a great, great colony. That's the chickens fighting in the back. This one boils up real fast, so we're going to kind of go in and out. What we have here, we had these brood chambers, and then a couple of weeks ago we put in a queen excluder. And here's a honey super, and it did not have any drawn comb. So what I'm hoping to see is that they've drawn comb up here and maybe even placed some stores in there. The other one is exactly the same, except it is a double deep. There are two deep brood bodies here, and this one also overwintered, and we just added this queen excluder and a honey super. This honey super had drawn comb from last year. So we're going to see if they've cleaned it out and maybe be placing some honey. So let's untie them. We're going to smoke them a bit and we'll get in there. And the only thing we're checking for today is to see if they're doing anything with those honey supers. One thing they did is glue down the top cover, which is fine. And again, quite a few bees. Now we'll see what they've been doing with this honey super. I haven't seen this in 2 weeks. Wow. They've drawn a lot of comb. These were just plain foundation, and in 2 weeks they've drawn comb. This is on the end frames, and looks real good. I'm going to go in a little further. This is a heavy frame. It is full of nectar. A little bit capped, but just full of nectar. Up on the top of the frame you can see where it's capped off. Full of nectar, and it's heavy. I'll put that like that for a minute. Now let's go in just a little further. Again, very heavy, full of nectar, and they're starting to cap it off. I think I'm going to get some honey. I think I'm going to get a lot of honey. And you can see what I mean by a gentle hive. I didn't smoke the top of this, and they're not really going crazy. They didn't boil up. Let's put them back together. They seem to be doing their job. They've drawn comb, and they are putting a lot of nectar away. Good girls. They are just real gentle bees. They really are. Great to work with. Must be those Italian queens. Okay, we'll put those back together. My guess is if they're able to process that nectar, probably in another 2 weeks or so they'll have the whole thing capped off, and it's just full from end to end. They're doing really good. Okay, we're going to tie them back up. Okay, we're on the last one, and this hive in the past has always been a little volatile. So we're going to smoke them a little bit. We're going to get in, we're going to check this honey super and see what's going on in here. This one did have drawn comb from last year, and when we checked it a couple of weeks ago, they were cleaning it all out, and hopefully they're filling it with honey or nectar. Let's take a look. Okay. Yep, they're busy. Well, they're right on top here. And they're already boiling up. We've got a lot of bees in here. Okay. Let's pop out a few frames. And remember, this is the one that had drawn comb in it. So let's take out the second one. And again, loaded with nectar. They've cleaned up those frames like they're brand new, the cells, and they're putting an awful lot of nectar in. Let's get a little deeper into it. These are heavy, and I'll get it up close to you. They are loaded with nectar. I hope you can see that. They are working them really well. And one more. These are all about the same. They're loaded with nectar on both sides. They've cleaned up these cells really good, and I think we're going to leave them alone. Hopefully, as with the other colony we just looked at, we should have some honey in about 2 weeks. We'll put them back the same way. Okay. And let's tie them down. This is the first time I've used these nitrile gloves, and there seems to be more dexterity with them, and I only got stung once. Not too bad. People that tell you bees can't sting through these nitrile gloves are wrong. They do. Anyway, we've done well, and all of these 5 colonies are doing what they're supposed to do at this time. Looks like we're going to have some honey. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll show you in a couple of weeks what we've got here again and keep you updated. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please subscribe. Thank you.